When a band has a billion views across just their top 5 songs, they're clearly doing something right. Hey friends, today I'll be talking about cross-genreization. And yes, I did make up that word. So here's what I did. I wrote out the first line of each song from A Beautiful Blur, which is LANY's newest album. Here are the lines and what I've learned about storytelling in the process. All my favorite songs are from 2018. She loves the sand, she loves the bar, got half the beach left in my car. Tattoos in Tokyo. Our knees were touching in the back of the car when they didn't need to. I gotta get out of here. When you get that call that you weren't prepared for. Heartbreak can wait. It's always summer on the... I met you in a bathroom line. I hope you're throwing a party. Chasing a heart is like chasing a ghost. That has 41 million listens. I'm falling out of love with you, LA. Got me in the palm of your hand. So how LANY writes their hooks. Number one, they're visual. The opening line is so visual. I can imagine a bathroom line. I can imagine sitting in the backseat of a car with my knees touching a girl I'm interested in. I grew up in LA. I've never been to Tokyo, but I've seen pictures and I can imagine what it's like. Number two, it's visceral. This hurts like hell. That's the first line of Through These Tears, one of their first songs that really helps them blow up. They amp up emotions. It's always summer on the... You assume West Coast are the next words, at least as someone who grew up on the West Coast. There's this emotional pull, this desire to keep listening, that the words and the music are pulling you to keep listening. When you get that call that you weren't prepared for, like you can feel that in your body, especially if you've ever gotten a call like that, and if you've ever felt trapped or helpless, the line, I gotta get out of here, it hits so close to home. If you've ever liked someone, the line, our knees were touching in the back of the car when they didn't need to, hits because you've experienced it and you can see it. Number three is nostalgia. An example, all my favorite songs are from 2018. When you write or speak, you have to keep these things in mind. You want to paint a picture to make it easy to visualize and make it easy for someone to feel. If you can convey something that's visual, visceral, or something that's nostalgic to another human being, you have the potential to capture some of the attention the way LANY has. And if you can capture even a fraction of a billion listens, you'll make a career of it. The fourth thing is that the questions are baked into the statements. So, tattoos in Tokyo. That's 3 words that creates an entire world. There's so many questions. I met you in a bathroom line. They're visual. You can feel them and you're curious. You're going, what? What they don't say is as interesting as what they do say. Another line that illustrates this is 2 months and 24 days, toothbrush on the sink at my place. There's so much information about where they are in the relationship in just 13 words. It's specific and it's visual. Like, I can see a toothbrush on the sink in my place. Like, it's so easy to see. So how do you apply this? Like, this is all interesting, Daniel, but what does this mean for me? If you write anything, this is pretty easily applicable to you. But more than that, if you want to increase your creativity, this exercise will force you to create unique combinations. The takeaway for me was, what other genre or medium can I pull inspiration from into what I'm doing? I'm in business, but I don't learn how to communicate from business people. I'm learning how to write hooks from a band. And because they have to write before they can perform. And I look at who are the best people in a specific genre and how can I break down what they do and increase, how can I break down what they do and apply it to the things that I'm doing? There's also a side benefit. If I do a great job with breaking this down, there's also the potential that Lainey may see this and actually share it, and so it will reach more people because it promotes their thing, something that I'm genuinely interested in, and so it's a win-win. So how did I do this? Number one is I asked a question. Are song titles like headlines in writing, and the first line of a song, are they like the hook that people either choose to keep reading in a writing context, or they keep listening in a listening to a song context? So that was a question that I had. And then I took something that I already liked. I was already listening to some of Lainey's songs, and I went, oh, I've been writing out all this other stuff. What if I wrote out the first line of each one of their songs? Would I see patterns? I didn't know, but I went, let me do it. So I did that. Then I asked a question. Why do these songs have so many listens? Like, what is it about these things that so many people relate to? Like, having 1 billion listens, that's uncommon. So the next thing was I had conversation with friends about these ideas that I'm learning about, and I'm talking with people going, what is, like, I didn't know where this was going to go, but I just kept taking the next right step. And then the sixth thing that I did was I wrote a synopsis of my learnings. That's what I'm reading and sharing with you right now. Because in order to be able to explain the idea to someone else, it's deeper in me. So in order to talk about visual, visceral nostalgia and how questions are baked into each statement, like, it has to go deeper into me for me to be able to communicate it even moderately effectively. And in nature, this is an idea called cross-pollination, and in creativity, this is cross-genreization. I made up that word. There's also a concept called the Medici effect, where you take two things and they converge in a unique way. And if this idea is interesting and you want to learn more, I'd recommend reading The Medici Effect, which is a great book, and then Accidental Creative. Those are 2 books on creativity that have been hugely inspiring in my own life. So if this was interesting, I also have a 6-week course on how to become better in social settings. So if you want to get that is linked below. And I also have a link to my newsletter. So if you want to read this before I make a video on it, you can read that there. And there's over 30 newsletters now backlogged on social skills, creativity, and storytelling.